And as the spaceship starts to take off, yes, the capsule lifts off. Into the sky it goes. And it makes a sharp turn to the left. And we see Mr. McCartney behind the console, behind the controls of the spacecraft as it heads towards Venus and Mars. Yes. Yeah, folks. As you can see, I'm running out of ideas. I knew it was only a matter of time, you know, that it was going to happen, you know. I mean, how often can you come up with something that will match Paul's albums? There he is. There he is with the Hofner in the space capsule. Paul McCartney heading to Venus and Mars. What else am I going to do? I mean, you know, I could juggle a couple of pool balls here, you know, a yellow one and a red one or whatever. I don't know. I don't know, folks. I'm running out of ideas, you know. Help me out here. What should I do for these albums? You know, within reason. My special effects are very limited. All right, let's be honest here. Okay. Venus and Mars. Mangles, McCartney. Where did we leave off? 1974, the year of Paul and Wings and Band on the Run and the success of that album. Where was he going to go from there? What was he going to do? You know, and this is a golden era, folks, for someone like my age at that time, of 74, 75. You know, at that time, in 1974, I had turned 13. That's early summer of 74. And then, you know, the rest of that year, 74, going into 75, I was going into my 8th grade year, going to graduate 8th grade in 75. And man, you have to admit, if you were around back then, those times, 74, 75, AM radio was king. I mean, there was some FM out there, but for, you know, young kids like me, 12, 13, 14 years old, AM radio was it. You know, Andy Kim, Rock Me Gently, Beach Baby by the First Class, The Night Chicago Died by Paper Lace. John Denver was all over the place with Annie's Song and Calypso and all those good things. And who remembers The Locomotion by Grand Funk Railroad? That was a big, big thing. The Streak by Ray Stevens. Great fun novelty song. Billy Preston, Nothing from Nothing. You know, Casey and the Sunshine Band were big with Get Down Tonight and Jive Talkin' by the Bee Gees, going into 75 now. I'm Not in Love by 10cc. David Bowie, which I didn't know at the time, with John Lennon doing Fame. Sky High by Jigsaw, another lost nugget. Wildfire by Michael Martin Murphey. Olivia Newton-John, one of my favorites. She was all over the radio. Chevy Van by Sammy Johns. Well, enough of that. But one of the hits around that time, going into the fall of 74, was we heard Junior's Farm by Paul McCartney and Wings. My goodness, was that a great song, or what is a great song, right? I mean, Junior's Farm, that thing rocks. I remember hearing it on the radio in that fall of 74, loving it, thinking it was the greatest thing on wax. I just loved it. I loved it. I mean, Paul was just one after the other putting these songs out that I just fell in love with. Well, give you a little story. It was around going into 1975 now, so I'm in my 8th grade year. Right now we're going into 75, that spring, getting near the end of the school year. Fun time. We're going to be graduating 8th grade, going on to high school, 9th grade that fall. But spring of 75, a song came out that just blew me away. I mean, much music before that, and at that time was knocking my socks off. I mean, between the Beatles when I was younger and then the solo Beatles coming into the 70s. May of 75, I heard a song which forever changed my life. It's called Listen to What the Man Said. Folks, I love Junior's Farm from the previous fall, but when Listen to the Man Said was released, and started being played over and over and over again on the radio. On first listen, that song just put a big smile on my face, and that smile has not left since. Every time I hear that song to this day, I stop and listen. I don't care what I'm doing. If I've got on my Spotify on my telephone, I'm out working in the yard, and that song comes on, I have to stop for a minute and reminisce and smile, because it's such a perfect pop song, folks. The production is perfection. The playing is perfection. It's just awesome, okay? Need I say more about that song? But that spring, we had a big 8th grade dance, 1975, and this is my memory of listening to what the man said. I had the 45. I'm not sure when it came out exactly. It was like sometime mid-May it came out. We're going into like late May, early June now, just before 8th grade graduation was mid-June. I think it was early June. We had this big 8th grade dance, the big final dance of our junior high years. Like I said, the AM hits that I just threw out to you and many more ruled the day. They were being played over and over again. Folks, I have to admit I did something. I hijacked the record player or stereo system at the dance, and I think I forced the kids in my class to listen to what the man said about 25 times. I'm not kidding. You got to hear it, and I kept playing it and playing it. And the first 7 or 8 times, they didn't seem to mind it so much. They were out there dancing. It was a great song to dance to and whatnot. And I'm up there smiling at the record player. Hey, this is the greatest thing. And, about the 10th, 12th time playing it, they started to get a little tired of it. Kids were sitting down with their, Matt's playing it again, huh? Anyway, I hijacked it for as long as I could. I think I threw in a few Beatles in there between the plays too. Obla Di, Obla Da brings back a good memory, because I remember a couple of teachers with their spouses were dancing to that one, doing the foxtrot or whatever, to Obla Di, Obla Da. But anyway, I digress. Okay, so back to the dance. What a memory of that song when I knocked it out 20-something times at the dance. The kids liked it though. It's a great song. And I think I got Venus and Mars finally for my birthday, which was middle of the year or so. In late June was my birthday. My parents got this for me, and man, I have never looked back. This is one of my favorite Paul albums of all time. I just have fond memories after they got it for me that summer of '75. It was the summer of Venus and Mars for me. I mean, I listen to a lot of other music too, folks. You know me. But this was like summer of '75. What a memory. It just lying in my bed, staring at the ceiling with my head back, posted my Beatle and sports posters all over the walls, and playing this album over and over and over again. I couldn't stop listening to this. I just loved it so much. And it is such a special album. I mean, I'm not even going to go through every song with you folks. You know this album. It's brilliant. It's a brilliant, brilliant album. I think it's right up there with Band on the Run, and it might be even a record sleeve width ahead of Band on the Run. This is just a favorite of mine. Love it. So many emotional songs on here. I can't describe it. The packaging, I feel, was 10 times better than Band on the Run. And I love the Band on the Run album, but you got a nice gatefold, you got posters in here, you got stickers and bumper stickers and all kinds of cool stuff. And the packaging of this was a kid's dream. That 1975, I turned 13, and I tell you, it was like a dream thing for a young teenager like that, to just have so much to look at, to pore over, to read lyrics. This package has everything, including the music. Let's get back to the music. As a result of this album, Paul and Wings started a big year-long tour that followed, going from late 75 into 76. There'll be more about that later with my next episode or two of Matt Mangles McCartney. But I want to leave you with one final memory of this album. And again, it's with my friend Larry, my music buddy, and it's just something that means a lot to me, and I like to share these stories with you, whatever I can come up with. And Do you remember when Rock Show was re-released, the movie Rock Show on this tour, this and the Wings at the Speed of Sound tour? And Rock Show was such a great movie. Well, it was re-released into theaters, all redone, remastered, beautiful, back in May of 2013, I think it was. And so it's been about, 7 years now. Wow, already. And I remember there was a theater near Gillette Stadium, the Patriots Stadium. There's a big theater there. And Larry heard that this was coming, Rock Show was going to be re-released and coming out. And don't forget, a lot of the songs from this are in that movie. And he said, we got to go see it. So we went down to see it, and what a nice memory of that. So many songs from this album were played in that film. We went there, and I remember the Venus and Mars songs really striking Larry as being great in that Rock Show movie. But the one in particular was You Gave Me the Answer. Larry likes those old style tunes, or he did like them. And when Paul played You Gave Me the Answer and just started pounding it out on the piano, I remember Larry turning to me and going like this. Like, yeah, when Paul did that. Just such a nice memory of that song from this album. And, Larry, as I've told you in past episodes of this series, passed away a few years ago. And so that's another nice memory of him, my Beatles friend, music buddy, of him just giving me that thumbs up when Paul started playing You Gave Me the Answer. And to this day, whenever I hear that song, I think of that moment in the theater when he turned to me and went like this. It's just a lot of good memories, folks. School days, dances, listen to what the man said. What more can I say about it? I love this album, folks. Thanks for being here for this episode of Matt Mangles McCartney. Next, Wings at the Speed of Sound. Take care, everybody. God bless you. Bye-bye.